You live in a society in which the government monitors everything you do 24/7. You have no control of your life as the government dictates your thoughts, emotions, and conduct. From the day you are born to the day you die, you are a puppet of the government. You can now open your eyes. This is the totalitarian style of government George Orwell portrays in his book 1984. Today I will read to you an excerpt from the book that exemplifies Orwell's depiction of a totalitarian style government in order to imbue animosity and fear among Americans in response to the growing influence of the USSR's governing practices among neighboring countries during the Cold War era. It was a bright cold day in April, and the clocks were striking 13. Winston Smith, his chin nuzzled into his breast in an effort to escape the vile wind, slipped quickly through the glass doors of Victoria Mansions, though not quickly enough to prevent a swirl of gritty dust from entering along with him. The hallway smelled of boiled cabbage and old rag mats. At one end of it, a colored poster, too large for an indoor display, had been tacked to the wall. It depicted simply an enormous face, more than a meter wide, the face of a man of about 45, with a heavy black mustache and ruggedly handsome features. Winston made for the stairs. It was no use trying to lift. Even at the best times, it was seldom working, and at present the electric current was cut off during daylight hours. It was part of the economy drive in the preparation for Hate Week. The flat was 7 flights up, and Winston, who was 39 and had a varicose ulcer above his right ankle, went slowly, resting several times on the way. Each landing, opposite the lift shaft, the poster with the enormous face gazed from the wall. It was one of those pictures which are so contrived that the eyes follow you about when you move. Big Brother is watching you, the caption beneath it ran. Inside, the flat, fruity voice was reading out a list of figures which had something to do with the production of pig iron. The voice came from an oblong metal plaque with a dulled mirror which formed part of the surface of the right-hand wall. Winston turned a switch and the voice sank somewhat, though the words were still distinguishable. He moved over to the window, a smallish, frail figure, the meagerness of his body merely emphasized by the blue overalls which were the uniform of the party. His hair was very fair, his face naturally sanguine, his skin roughened by coarse soap and blunt razor blades, and the cold of the winter that had just ended. Outside, even through the shut window pane, the world looked cold. Down in the street, little eddies of wind were whirling dust and torn paper into spirals, and though the sun was shining and the sky a harsh blue, there seemed to be no color in anything, except the posters that were plastered everywhere. The black mustachioed face stared down from every commanding corner. There's one on the house front immediately opposite. Big Brother is watching, the captain said, while the dark eyes looked deep into Winston's own. Behind Winston's back, the voice from the telescreen was still babbling away about pig iron and overfulfillment of the 9th three-year plan. The telescreen received and transmitted simultaneously. Any sound that Winston made above the level of a very low whisper would be picked up by it. Moreover, so as long as he remained within the field of vision with the metal plaque commanded, he could be seen as well as heard. You had to live, did live, from the habit that became instinct, and the assumption that every sound that you made was overheard, and except in darkness, every moment scrutinized.